Super Punch Patrol is simultaneously a bold new genre for gunman Clive and Extermination Force creator Bertel Horberg, as well as exactly what you'd expect from one of his games. Super Punch Patrol knows exactly what it wants to be, a 16-bit era beat-em-up, and executes on that goal perfectly. While it brings with it some of the dated elements of its inspiration, it is hard to ignore just how perfectly it encapsulates its source. As one would expect from a brawler that could grace the Super Nintendo or Sega Genesis, Super Punch Patrol follows 3 police officers in a town run by crime. Jorts, leather, suspenders, and skateboards permeate the character designs in a delightfully accurate satire of games like Streets of Rage. Even the playable characters themselves follow the traditional beat-em-up trinity: the middle-of-the-road dude, the fast acrobatic lady, and the giant strong guy. Outside of its use of polygonal graphics, everything about Super Punch Patrol feels like it was ripped straight from the classics. The best part is, it isn't just impersonating them, it nails the mechanics perfectly. It honestly might feel more like Streets of Rage than the recent Streets of Rage 4 does. Levels are multi-phased, with the player passing through a couple of environments before reaching a boss. Levels feel surprisingly varied. One early stage had me skateboarding across a bridge, fighting other guys on skateboards, and knocking yet more guys off of motorcycles. I had to pause to laugh when the stage started, as it was just so ridiculous, but so perfect. I did occasionally find that the time limits placed on the levels were sometimes very harsh, and that I needed to rush to get through them in time. One level in particular forced me to brute force the boss rather than wading through his pattern in order to clear the level. Fortunately, multiple difficulties are available, as the base difficulty is also very accurate to the classics. You have limited lives and continues with no saves. While I appreciate the get-good attitude, a slightly more modern-friendly mode might have made for a nice addition. You can play the entire game with a friend, which helps a bit with the difficulty, but it's still no walk in the park. Super Punch Patrol sports what I suppose I would call Horberg's signature art style. Everything looks like a living sketchbook. It looked great in Gunman Clive, but Super Punch Patrol absolutely takes it to the next level. Every stage, character, and item is beautifully rendered, and the game looks fantastic whether docked or handheld. The music and sound are likewise excellent. In particular, the death cries of enemies are heavily bit crunched, making them sound just like something I'd expect to come out of my Sega Genesis. Super Punch Patrol is very clearly a painstakingly accurate love letter to beat-em-ups. What's fascinating is that it manages to invoke this without the need for a throwback art style. It draws on its inspiration in gameplay rather than in presentation, which is very refreshing. Of course, the difficulty will scare off some, but fans of the genre will absolutely want to give Super Punch Patrol a shot. Grab a friend and fight your way through these crime-filled streets as you punch your way to justice. This video was made possible by our generous supporters on Patreon. Did you know that Nintendo World Report is funded directly by fans like you? When you support Nintendo World Report on Patreon, you get immediate access to multiple exclusive podcasts every month, exclusive Discord channels, an early look at select content, and more, all for as little as $1 a month. Check out patreon.com/NWR for all the details.